Hello, everyone. We're live.
Hello and welcome to hello, I'm Digital Dan and you are watching a VTM V5 show, Thin Blood Afterlife. This is sadly the 13th and final episode of our show. The players have been set. The game is reaching its final phase. And the last dance is about to begin. Or the last supper, I suppose. But before we get into that, I would like to introduce the nerds I'm playing with. Jenny, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Jenny Artois. This is really all I do. This and play Vermintide recently. I'm looking forward to this. This has been a lot of effort on my end. A lot of work from Shadows on technical. And really fucking excited for this. So, Jervel, who are you?
I am Gerbil, and I play Veronica Gray. She is a real angy lass, and she might kill herself after this. I don't know. We'll see.
And Shadow.
She's a vampire.
Yeah.
A Mauer.
I have a cat. That's all that matters.
Fair.
Yeah.
Shadow's his cat dad. Lilith, who are you and what do you do?
I'm a Lilith. When I'm not playing Sack here, I'm on my channel, either streaming one of the multiple tabletop shows I run. We'll be restarting up Power Rangers soon, hopefully, now that we have the full cast and we're working on making the characters for that. My Monday D&D show should be starting in a few weeks as well. And when my girlfriend isn't ill, we run another game later today, D&D. Since she's ill and can't really run D&D tonight, we'll probably continue playing Pokemon Fusion, Nuzlocke, where we finally reached the Victory Road, so we're nearly done. After that, I'm not sure what we're going to do. We have ideas for a Final Fantasy V thing she wants to try, but that's neither here nor there. And I was finally able to change my goddamn Twitch name to Lilith9940. So nice and easy.
Oh, yeah.
That's been the real story arc of this show.
Right.
Like,
I'm
just
sorry,
still trying to change the stream.
I'm sorry. The fact that Twitch's policy is if you change your name once, you have to wait 60 days to change it again. It's just a stupid thing, and I don't get why they do it.
Because reasons.
I mean, I think part of it is to stop you changing your name, going and shouting a lot of abusive garbage in someone's Twitch channel, then changing your name immediately back.
I think that's beside the point. Let's get back on
I don't know.
schedule.
I assume that's their reasoning. But anyway, with everyone introduced, the music you've been listening to during the pre-show is Miracle of Sound. He's amazing. Check him out. And this is an adult themed show with dark adult themes such as suicide, apparently, and various other horrific things: cannibalism, murder, gaslighting, all that fun stuff. So if anything is particularly difficult to watch or triggering, please do step away. Your mental health is more important than the show. Self-care is best care.
Also,
the players are not the characters. The characters make awful decisions. That doesn't mean the players are awful people. And I think that's everything for the start.
Just one quick thing. In all seriousness, suicide is never the answer. There are sources available to you if you're feeling suicidal. Please get some help. People care about you, even if you can't see it.
Yo, this PSA
Okay.
is brought to you. Sorry.
So,
I just need
yeah,
anyway,
putting
Jen,
to
take us
aside,
away.
let's get into it. We join our kindred on a familiar dark night in London. Three of you have gathered at the chantry. Elliot is conspicuously missing. But yeah, the three of you are standing in the familiar, mess of stacks of books. The just our cold and dark room. There's a feeling of this is probably the last time you're going to be here. A little sort of sense of creeping dread coming through. But it's about time for you to head off to your appointment.
Before that, Veronica just walks over to James and goes, "Here, have some napalm." And hands.
He takes some pockets.
This is the red flaming hot sauce from her, yeah?
Sure. I mentioned something in an earlier episode about just making regular old napalm, but
Zach would be attaching a bag of the stuff he needs for the ritual to unbind the mirror and the boots to his bike. And I'll meet you guys there. And bikes off to the Hellfire Club.
Before Zach leaves, just for our own information, the moment that ritual is done, you're gonna fuck off, aren't you?
Most likely. I expect you guys will be able to kill Crowley.
That is a valid answer. I just wanted to make sure.
Without my werewolf abilities, I am no use in a fight. I would just get in the way.
I have a feeling that this is win or lose, live or die. I think this is the last time we're all going to see each other tonight. Ever
100%. I hope I never see any of you again. Zach bikes off.
And he smirks. And as Zach rides off, James just waves. Just does a little salute and looks at Veronica and is like, shall we then?
Now or never. And
he hands Veronica a gun if she wants to try using it. Does Veronica have any handgun skill?
No, she holds up her hand and grows claws because she's downed both the potions she's using for tonight, and goes.
Are you sure you want to use it now? It lasts only for a scene, I think. But yeah.
Okay, I'm saying it now to basically go, I will have this when we fight Crowley.
Yeah.
Because if I don't do it, I will forget to do it then.
Right. Right. You're the alchemist of the party. This is so fucking weird. James just walks off.
Yeah, and
the Hellfire Caves.
She's actually following James and goes, if we survive this, there's almost certainly more creatures like Crowley out there.
I know. And if we survive this, I'm going to hunt them all down. And I'm going to make sure there's a few less creatures like Crowley out there.
Some potions might help with that.
They might. But one way or another, I think we need to deal with Elliot first. Because I don't think he's Elliot anymore.
The man that I was vaguely aware of before all this happened, I think he died the moment he lost his daughter.
His sister, but
daughter, as in he is no longer allowed to see her again.
I don't know if we know that, do we?
Didn't he mention
I
it?
don't think so.
Oh,
No,
then I would say sister.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know. Yeah, it's like I know he's got a daughter, and I know before he would have torn the world apart to protect her. Now, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he would do if he was around her, how much danger she would be in if he lost control like he did before. I don't know. I think
Okay.
this might be one of those greater good moments. I'm not sure.
Let me put it this way. The dude went into a murderous frenzy the moment he saw you.
Yeah. I feel like I'm not on a Christmas card list. Well, we are walking to the Hellfire Caves as we're talking.
This is my
Right, yeah, we're gonna be we'll cut away
Yeah.
as you drive off to the border of London.
Yeah.
And you see Zach waiting nearby. It's the same town that you woke up in that night. So yeah, the streets are very empty, quiet. It's a small town. Places close quite early. Usually the pub would be open. It doesn't seem to be right now. And there's just a tour bus waiting. But most of the place seems quiet, sort of Silent Hill quiet.
Right. Would I have been able to get any armor, like body armor of any kind, Kevlar or something? Like James has connections, so I'm not sure.
Sure, those connections are currently trying to kill you, though. So no.
Wait, they really were going to betray me? Ah.
So
I'm shocked, I say.
I imagine Zach has posted up outside the tour bus.
Yeah,
It's not too far to get to the Hellfire
pretty much
Caves.
just texting Alan, giving him because Alan knows what's going on.
Yeah,
I do not lie or keep secrets from him. So I'm just pretty much being like sending him my, if I don't come back, take care of the twins. Love you. Goodbye message. I also tell him that. I also tell him that there's a letter in the drawer that I want delivered if I don't return. Like pretty much say there's an envelope that in my drawer that if I don't come back, put in, send out to be posted.
Mm-hmm.
James has already sent a letter. I did message you a while ago, Jenny. I don't know if you read the message, but yeah, but he sent a letter to his mum. I gave you free rein to do whatever you wanted with that letter, so I don't know what you've done with that letter. But it was sent to his mother.
Yeah.
Because there's an agent of the Second Inquisition reading. They're like, interesting shit.
We'll get to that later. Perhaps if we'll see what the envelope looks like. So, I take it you all head straight to the club, the caves.
Yeah. As he gets out of the car, James is like, I think I've played this horror game before.
We'll just use the Dashwood Mausoleum.
Because, we're all taking turns kicking the shit out of the fourth wall.
At the entrance of the Hellfire Caves, it's a sort of dilapidated chapel-looking structure with the entrance to the caves beneath. And at the entrance, in the full cultish regalia that you saw that first night stands a figure. Doesn't seem to be moving or anything, just stands watching silently as the three of you approach.
Making our way downtown.
Yeah.
Walking
I
fast.
I assume we don't recognize this figure standing there.
No. As you pass by, they look dead. Like, very dead.
Oh, okay, it's a zombie. The zombie.
Like, they don't move to interact with you in any way. You're on the list. So,
Yeah.
So we keep moving.
yeah. When the last of you passes by, it follows in behind.
Yeah.
And this repeats as you move through various chambers and deeper into the caves. There's torches and brackets on the wall. And eventually you approach a very large, looks to have been mined out further room with I mean, there's a few things that you might notice. On one end of the room, there stands a sort of silk sheet that has been nailed into the wall with like climbing gear. There are chains around it, but no one there just now. At the other end of the room, set up, funny you should mention the Last Supper, set up like the famous painting. There is a long table for you all to sit at. And standing, talking with Crowley, we see Elliot in the middle of the room.
Yeah, when we see Elliot, James gives Veronica a look. There's a lot of meaning and intent in that look, but he doesn't say anything, and then he looks back to Crowley and Elliot and just says, "Are we late? The traffic was terrible."
Mr. Cleverly, no, you're just on time. Please take a seat. Offer you any refreshments.
No, thank
Um,
you. We ate on the way here. My apologies if that was rude.
I mean, interesting. Nevertheless, I feel I owe you an apology, Veronica. And, well, I have deprived you of your valued co-worker. And while I can't replace him, I have given you the honor of your own attendant for this evening. He snaps his fingers. One of these robed figures comes out and stands next to you, specifically. I'm afraid that the dinner isn't mandatory, you don't have to eat, but I have gone through some effort of preparation, and it would be a shame for it to go to waste. So, please, if everyone would take their seats.
James will take the seat.
Monica will do the same. Look Elliot directly in the eyes and just say, in a casual manner, "Et tu, Brute?"
Crowley gestures for Elliot to take a seat on the same side of the table as the others.
Elliot was already walking there, and he just takes a seat without saying much.
Right now, Sak is just keeping an eye for where she can find the boot and the mirror. Thinking there's a good chance it's behind the curtain chain thing you mentioned before.
There's a final exit to another chamber which is had sturdy doors fitted.
Alright, so
they seem to
most
be
likely that
locked and guarded. And I'm just finishing sort of describing the scene as I realize I've kind of stopped. But yeah, well, I'm so glad that all of you could make it this evening. Crowley comes and sits on the other side of the table, but it's in the middle, where sort of like if it was the famous like painting, he would be where Jesus is, but like across from it. So
God, this guy's full of himself. Anyway.
As said, we have dinner prepared. He claps. And several full regalia cultish robe figures step out, and they're carrying plates of raw meat, goblets of what looks like red wine. If there was just some cheese, it would be like a fantastic charcuterie board. But he serves them all up in sort of platters in front of you. No zombie this evening, I'm afraid. It's more of a as needed kind of thing. This is all fresh and locally prepared. We do have some American for Zach. I know you like that. He sort of taps one of the platters.
Zach's eyes narrow at him.
Veronica's looking at this meat. Is this obviously human meat?
I mean, it's not obviously human meat, but it's like definitely like raw pork.
She grabs the goblet, sniffs it. Is this wine or is it what I think it is?
It's blood.
Of course, it's blood.
She sips at the goblet, pretending to be polite.
Yeah, James will do the same.
No.
Maintaining an air of civility.
Mm-hmm. No, don't be shy. We do have a lot more. And well, this is a one-night event. So please eat and drink your fill. I wouldn't want anyone to be distracted for the main event by something as base as hunger.
What is this main event?
He takes like a large drink of his own goblet, and these are like full fancy, like these are like works of art in themselves. He's went through all the effort.
I'm imagining it's what you would see if you were at a rich noble's house. Like if you were seeing like a rich royal feast in a fantasy movie, like horrifically ostentatious gold and jewels that are remotely practical.
It's Hugh Grant in the D&D movie. But I'm glad that you asked. As you may have noticed, our world has been blessed with a sign from Nuit, the goddess of the night. And I believe that, and I'm completely confirmed in this belief, that this time I can achieve my longest ambition. As for you reach that ambition, you'll have to wait.
And if you're referring to what I think you're referring, then I assume whatever this ritual is that we know of, you've tried it before and failed. Has it not occurred to you that maybe there's a very good reason why it failed? And maybe that reason shouldn't be... maybe whatever reason is keeping whatever it is you're trying to summon or create He's trying to think of a way to word it. He just says, "Are you sure that?" Okay, I'll put it simply. Are you sure this is a good idea? Like, how do you know that you're not going to do this ritual and just immediately get smoked by some entity from whatever? I mean,
Knowing him, that might actually be the objective.
Harsh, Miss Veronica. Please do enjoy a slice of the American yourself. They're a little bit gamey, but juicy in all the right ways. As for you, James, Mr. Cleverly, what do you prefer?
yeah, James, Mr. Cleverly, or sound like one of my school teachers. It's weird.
Well, I'm not going to call you Jim. Have some
I'd
call.
leave if you do.
The nature of this entity is known to me. I have spoken with her before. In fact, none of this would be possible without her. And as for why it will work this time, as I said, we are blessed by recent events, and I believe that this time, with the right reagents, he kind of gestures around the table, we will be successful.
Is my brother one of those reagents?
No, not your brother.
Then let him go. Of all of us, he's innocent and doesn't deserve to be part of whatever games you're playing.
I am quite sure he will be safe, and once our business is concluded,
I assume that
he
means
is free to go.
I assume that means you recaptured the priest.
Is anyone else eating, just out of curiosity?
No, not at all.
No, I don't think James is eating.
I'm at zero hunger. I have no need to eat.
Yeah,
Check.
James isn't eating, but he is sipping the wine, like tasting it, but not like drinking. Like he's being polite and taking a polite little sip, but
yeah,
Veronica,
I'm at one hunger, so I don't need to feed.
I know that you don't need to.
Yeah.
But yeah,
a veritable buffet of like a smorgasbord.
I mean, as Jen learned, I don't mind eating while I'm not particularly hungry.
Mm-hmm.
But is there a reply to what Sack said? No, that he doesn't need the brother because I assume he's recaptured the priest.
He turns to face Zach and gives him a wink.
That's a yes, then.
Well, it's not the first time that my dog has slipped its leash. Jack has gotten very good at putting him back on it.
Why a priest? Why that priest?
Innocent. That is what Mark said to us.
Innocence, yes. He is such a clever dog. Innocence is important. It's a necessary component of one, the crossing of the veil. Innocent blood must be spilled, and then I don't need to murder a child. I'd rather not.
Is Mr. Springheel in attendance?
Interesting that you figured that out. He's somewhere around. I believe he's playing with the dog just now. So, Well, I was hoping for more of a. He wipes his mouth. It's like covered in blood and like various juice. I was hoping for more of a repartee, but if you're so inclined to jump to the
We're tired,
the
Mr. Crowley.
event, it's a shame. I understand though.
You scooped us out of our lives. You murdered us. You turned us into little lab rats in your pathetic experiment, and now you're going on some grandiose crusade for some arcane ritual where some great entity is probably using you because they're bored. So let's skip to the part where you do the ritual and then you explode, and we all get to have a good laugh.
You really like hearing the sound of your own voice, don't you?
I do.
Oh, that wasn't aimed at you, Crowley.
Well,
No, that is fascinating. I mean, now is the time to vent any displeasures. I don't want any lingering bad tastes.
If I wanted a guidance counselor, I would go back to high school. Please, as they say, get to the punchline.
Very well. He drains his goblet and takes a knife. James, if you would pass it to you.
he drains a little bit of blood. I assume that's what he's asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, then he drains a little bit of blood.
Gestures for you to pass it to Elliot.
He does.
Elliot will take it and do the same.
Gestures it down line to Veronica.
Veronica takes the knife, puts it on the table, clenches her fist because she has her claws out, and draws blood that way and passes the knife along.
That.
Yeah, passes to Zach.
Lilith, you there?
I'm typing something to Jen.
All right.
Yeah. I'm going to stop you there. When you're playing with your food, he will gesture to one of the robed figures. Stop that one.
Damn it. I'm sorry, Zach. This is rather rude of me. He reaches across the table. I hope you don't mind if I borrow your cutlery and slits your throat into the goblet. Painful cut.
A bit melodramatic.
Oh, you haven't seen
James,
anything yet.
As James visibly recoils in disgust.
Zach tried to be smart.
Yeah, I assume Zach was trying some blood sorcery there.
Nope.
Oh, okay then.
He had ideas.
No, so
well,
yeah. Crowley takes the goblet back across the table. It's about half full. Takes a second, breathes it in. This is full just showmanship. He takes a sip. I think it is about right. what's the term the Americans like, Zach? It'll play. And he turns towards the door at the far end.
I do have
Jack,
one.
I believe we're ready for you.
I do have one last question, Crowley, before you begin the show. I'll accept that innocence is necessary for this ritual of yours, but all of this, the experiment, like, why us? Why the experiment? Like, what purpose does that serve?
Well, there's interconnectedness to human life. And I find that taking my reagents all at once is far more effective. You get to simmer and bring out the flavors in each other. And it was very necessary for each of you in your own humors to be properly prepared. The fact that you survived, fantastic. Very few do. A lot of my experiments early on tried to remove themselves from the equation with some tweaking to the experimentation process. But you're all still standing here, more or less intact. And after this, you will be free to go. You have my word.
Do we have your word that any collateral you are keeping against us will be freed once the proceedings have concluded?
Ethan. It was never my intention to harm any of your loved ones. But as said, some people do need the coercion. Now, if you don't mind, this is getting cold, so yeah. At this point, Jack has pushed open the doors at the other end of the room, and yeah. 1 second.
Who is Jack possessing? Is there anyone we know?
You don't recognize them. Elliot would recognize them as basically Crowley went and possessed the bus driver of the tour bus, and has like murdered the tour bus for tonight's meal. So
nice.
Yeah. He's like an older English man, like very like sun wrinkled face and like kind of strong looking. But yeah, he's wearing like sunglasses, even though it's nighttime and you're in a cave.
Who? He'll look at James will look at Zach, and then he'll look at Elliot, and then he'll look at Crowley, and just say, "Forgive me. One final question. Who side? No, you wouldn't know the word side. Who turned Elliot's sister? Who really made her what she was?"
James, I'm going to ask you to be quiet for the rest of these proceedings. Please make an intelligence resolve roll.
Well, hey. James stalling? I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, Jack is walking forward. There's a chain, one end of a chain in his hand, which he yanks, and we see the priest in torn and bloody clothes being pulled forward on his hands and knees. And yes, you do fail, and you do have to be quiet for the rest of the proceedings. So, well, I believe you're familiar with my dog. Now, Jack, if you would. And he pulls him like roughly across the floor. Again, like this childhood friend of James's is really struggling and can barely move. There are bruises forming like all over the exposed parts of his skin. There's cuts in his face. He has not had a good time. And he is unable to fight back, or unwilling, as he is chained up with his back to the sheet that was there. Well, he gestures for Jack to step away. Stops up in the middle of the room and turns to face all of you. My dear friends, I'm so delighted you could join me here tonight. This is a historic time. With this act, I will free us all and bring us closer to our Dark Father and our freedom. The theme of this experiment has been "Do what thou will." And he begins to chant.
Before he finishes that, Elliot raises a cup and just says, "I hope you find Rose."
There's a small smile.
Before the beginning of years, there came to the nation of man, time with a gift of tears, grief with a glass of ram, pleasure with pain for linen, summer with flowers that fell, remembrance fallen from heaven, and madness risen from hell, strength without hands to smite, love that endures for a breath, night the shadow of light, and life the shadow of death. High God's different hand, fire in the form of tears, and the measure of sliding sand from under the feet of the years, and froth and drift of the sea, and dust of the laboring earth, and bodies of things to be in the houses of death and of birth, and wrote with weeping and laughter, and fashioned with loathing and love, with life before and after, and death beneath and above. For a day and a night and a morrow, that his strength might endure for a span, with travail and heavy sorrow, the Holy Spirit of man. From the winds of the north and the south, they gathered us unto strife. They breathed upon his mouth, they filled his body with life. Eyesight and speech they wrought, for the veils of the soul therein, a time for labor and thought, a time to serve and to sin. They gave him light in his way, and love in the space of the light, and beauty in length of days, and night and sleep in the night. His speech is a burning fire, with his lips he travaileth. In his heart is a blind desire, in his eyes the knowledge of death. He weaves and is clothed with derision, sows and he shall not weep. His life is a watch or a vision, between a sleep and a sleep.
And as the chant comes to an end, he brings the knife out and stabs Mark through the chest. A swirling dark portal opens as the blood behind him pools out, and the room, you feel it get darker and colder and quieter as all the life is sucked out of it. This unholy portal to hell, to heaven, opens behind him, and two feminine hands reach out behind Mark where he's chained to the wall and push through the body as if it's not there. As they push in and out through it, they seem to take more substance to them. And as Mark is pulled into a sort of twisted flesh and bones snapping, he lets out a blood-curdling scream. And then it stops. The dark portal on this hanging in space begins to shimmer and close, and it struggles and strains to stay open, and finally it shatters. The twisted and malformed flesh of Mark bursts apart where it was pressed into by this entity, and the room is quiet and empty. That if you had to breathe, you could, as whatever has just happened has failed.
James stands up. He pulls out a gun and he shoots Crowley in the head.
Before that, Veronica stands up while sarcastically clapping and just smiles at Crowley and says, "Congratulations. All your hard work meant absolutely dick."
So just narratively, and you can veto this, but I kind of like the idea of Veronica downing the potion at that moment, and then as she claps, her feral weapons grow.
I have a question.
Yes.
May I ask a question? Are the wolf gloves still there where Mark was?
Yes, they are.
James is
Then I want to run to try and grab the gloves.
So Veronica's intention is to leap over the table and attack Crowley.
Yeah. I kind of like the idea.
Let's go through people one at a time.
Sorry.
So, Veronica, you have activated feral weapons, and you need to activate them earlier. But you are leaping over the table to run for them, yes?
Yeah.
Cool.
Athletics or whatever.
Well, wait, I'm just getting everyone's intent first because everyone kind of starts speaking.
Okay.
Right, so James, you're going to shoot Crowley, yes?
In the
fair.
face.
Does anyone else have ranged attacks that they're going to be using? Or any close range melee things? If you are fighting someone that you are near to, then you'd be able to act first. Like the zombie behind Veronica, for example.
Oh yeah, I forgot the zombies are a thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a claw into that zombie.
The one on Veronica? Okay.
As
point of order, you don't have claws anymore because I
do.
remade potions.
I do.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I know what I'm saying. Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry, I was confused.
That's fine. No.
Sorry.
So, Elliot will be attacking the zombie. Will, what is Zach doing?
I'm going for the gloves of the, Black Wolf.
Okay, so we'll resolve it with Doozer first. So, please make a composure firearms.
Will do. Is it worth rousing? You know what? He angry. He's now a hunger too. But he cares not because he angry. And
Nice.
because oh no, I can only reroll one. Never mind. Not worth rerolling.
Not really.
I mean,
You
I could fish
for that last
crit,
10.
but I could fish for a crit, but with only one dice, it's not likely. It's a waste of willpower. But yeah, he just shoot.
You know,
I
you could.
kind of like the idea that as soon as Veronica finishes saying, "Oh, you know, you failed," there's just a boom and a bullet hole appears in Crowley's head.
Yeah. So, as that is what James wishes to happen with his whole heart, his whole undead heart, as the bullet flies through there towards Crowley, the figure, Jack, who's lounging sort of at the wall, flares across the room and just takes out of the air.
Yes, clarity. Motherfucker. And that James is like, fine, Jack. You wanna fuck around and find out, and then his fangs grow, and he's like, and yeah, and that's the end of James's turn. Because it's very D&D-ish to say, but oh well.
Yeah. To be fair, Jack only managed it because he got 7 successes. So.
Damn, no. Can I try for that reroll? Because
I gave you the chance, man.
I didn't know he was rolling against me. Didn't even know he could do
Well, that was your fault for not assuming.
Okay. I have to be prepared for DM fuckery.
It's hardly fuckery. I just know the rules. Let's go to Elliot next.
Is it Dex or Strength?
I believe you're using your claws, aren't you? I kind of leave it up to you still. I mean, they are a brawl weapon, so.
Yep, I believe they're not kindred, so okay. That is 6.
6 successes. Sure. Let me just double check the stat block on them.
Yep.
Hey, how good was that ritual?
No, that was pretty awesome. I found the dialogue a bit hard to understand because being hard of hearing sucks. Being hard of hearing sucks, but I liked it.
Yeah, I'll send out the like audio of it later.
I was going to ask if you would be willing to post the text into chat. Into the Discord.
The text is an actual Crowley original.
Yeah.
All right.
Real ritual.
Yeah.
All right. Okay then.
Damn. Yeah. You do how much damage until Elliot?
So it's margin +4.
Margin +4. Okay. Sure. Let's give it a roll then to see if I can dodge. I'm not going to be able to dodge, but I'll be able to reduce some of the damage.
It's margin +4 unhalved.
Oh shit!
And it's aggravated if they're not.
Yeah, I don't think they take damage like vampires. Let me double check. I don't use zombies very often. Oh no, actually they do take superficial and aggravated damage in the exact same way as vampires.
So it's just unhalved superficial.
Yeah, okay. So 4 successes versus 2 + 4, so 6 damage.
Yep.
You batter the hell out of it. It is impaired. So it will have a -1 when it goes to attack Veronica.
Isn't it -2? Impaired is -.
True, yes. So 4 dice again. Never mind.
Let me just double check that
Um,
out. I'm pretty sure impaired is -2.
I think you're right. Worst roll. 3 successes to attack Veronica.
How do I
Um,
dodge?
Dex Athletics.
I am good at that.
Or you can contest its attack against you.
That is
2
3
successes.
ones.
So
I will willpower that. Yay!
you receive 3. Yeah, you're able to get out of the way. So you are leaping across the table to go for Crowley. You feel these like claws rake at your back. They're not the same like feral weapons that you have or Elliot has, but they are just sort of like human nails, like digging in as far as they can. You feel them brush against your skin, but with murderous intent, like it would be like scraping yourself on like a nail or something.
Also, I would have also activated my second potion, Touch of Oblivion.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that on your turn. Yeah.
I'm doing that now.
So make a verse check for me.
I'll make 2 because I've already activated a potion already.
Make that.
Checked. It is impairment is 2 dice from the relevant pools.
No, that would be about then. Yeah. So. Yeah, who doesn't love zombies to just like even the odds a little bit?
He's too much of a coward to fight us on his own.
Yes, how dare he not do a 4-on-1 fight? The coward.
Oh, and as she drinks this potion, what looks like a black tar-like substance that is literally radiating shadow encases her claws.
Nice.
So you're going for a touch of oblivion then?
Yes.
So can you give me a dex brawl to land the hit?
Big money, no whammies. Okie dokie. Rousey.
So we all agree, while you roll, we all agree Kyle was just trying to Thanos the shit, right? He just really wanted to fuck the embodiment of death.
Basically, yeah, he's basically Thanos from the
willpower
from the comic version of the Infinity War storyline.
Aww.
And any
5
minute,
successes.
And any minute, like all the celestial entities from Marvel are gonna turn up. We're gonna have Galactus. We're gonna have Entropy.
Anyway.
Yeah, so you got 5 successes. You beat him by 1. I did have federal power for that, but yeah. Your hand connects.
So, if I might take some liberty with this, she basically just goes, feel. If you want oblivion so bad, I'll give it to you, and basically does this with her claws and stabs right in his sternum.
You're not you're not attacking with the claws. It's more of like you have to choose one basically of like you land the hit and you're putting the power through it, or you're like actually attacking.
Power through it. I'm just allow me my theatrics.
Sure. Yes. Okay. I'm just clarifying mechanically. Cool. Can you give me your oblivion roll then? For this power.
Would that just be
ready? So this is touch of oblivion, yeah?
Yes. So what would that roll be?
Yeah, I'm looking for it. 1 sec.
Just checking. Was the last rouse that you did for the Oblivion power?
The last
Yes.
rouse.
It was one for foul weapons and then one for touch of oblivion. Yeah.
If
And
the
that-
last
yeah,
one
and-
was for Oblivion, take a stain. It's a 1
okay.
on a rouse check for Oblivion.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that the last one was for rousing the blood for an extra die.
Okay. Okay, the 3. Cool. In which case you're safe from the stain. But yeah, good call, Shadows. Touch of Oblivion is a strength, plus roll usually to grasp victim. Actually, I don't think there's an extra roll on top of it. So it is just one script. The victim suffers 2 levels of ag, as well as a crippling injury. So you were going for his heart, yeah, from what you described.
Mm-hmm.
So you stick your hand
Yeah,
into his chest,
we are back.
and this circle of rot and decay spreads out from it, similar to the that shadowy darkness portal thing behind Mark, opens in his chest. And after a second, he's still looking like very deflated from the failure of the ritual. He looks up. And with a fury, pulls your hand out of his chest. I'm impressed with your control of Oblivion. Let me show you what a man can do.
Oh, honey, there's nothing you can do that I can't do better.
And yeah, he is going to activate his own power. Let me do this a bit fairly.
Does Veronica also do the V snap?
Okay, she may be a bitch, but she's not a basic bitch.
Right, so 2 rise checks. Fails both and gets
I'm
stronger.
back, sorry.
As your hand is pulled out, that shadow remains in him, and it begins to spread and eke out across his body, and his whole skin just turns black, and he's standing there as a shadow in a room. You're saying, Jack, get rid of them. They have outlived their usefulness. And we'll move to round 2, as Lilith runs over to the body, crumpled and still lying in like chains that are pitted with rust, of Mark. You can retrieve the gloves. Well, no one is stopping you.
I take them and put them on.
Oh, there's no feeling.
Damn it. I was hoping you'd be here to help.
Second round. I think the first order of business is current melee. So Veronica, you're attacking again. You have used up your touch of Oblivion.
Okay. So I will just do the slashy.
Okay.
Crit. And I will willpower just because I feel like it.
Mhm. Nice. Okay.
That's
5-7. He does not attempt to dodge you. But you are frustrated as your claws pass right through him.
You know, historians always called you a coward. Now I know why.
You know, I'd like to say that there's any woman that I would take that from, but there isn't. And he calls up Arms of Araman. Require another verse on his part. Which he passes.
Elliot is just gonna yell over, use fire.
So Arms of Araman is level 3.
Could I have brought something flammable? Oh wait, I know I have something flammable.
Most of us have some Molotovs on us. I know Zach has some Molotovs on him. That he was given.
Yeah.
I got an Uber Molotov.
So, can you give me a let's see. Sorry, I should have had the resistance roll prepared. Doesn't tell me anything.
Stamina resolve, maybe?
Just give me 1 second to look at this.
A constricted victim rolls resolve composure. I think to not be constricted, you just dodge as normal.
Right, okay, cool. Versus his what's podium. Yeah.
So what am I rolling?
Resolve composure.
Okay.
Actually, wait, no. It would be Dex Athletics to dodge initially. I rolled terribly. And terribly on willpower. Nice.
Should I willpower?
You don't have to.
Okay.
On 9 dice, I got 1 success. And then on willpower, I got 1 more success.
Oof.
That's when RNGesus just goes, fuck you in particular.
Yeah. Shadows like burst out from his form, and you take an instinctive like step backwards as they like narrowly like scrape past your face. You feel this sort of cloying coldness like as it goes by you, but you're able to get out of the way.
May I be a little cheeky with this?
Sure.
There's still some shadow coming off her claws, so she literally just uses her claws to part the shadow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go. I like that.
Am I still engaged to a zombie?
Yes, you are.
Am I still engaged to a zombie?
It will be contesting you as Veronica has escaped it. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. So margin of 1.
+4 again.
+4. You know, I'm just gonna let you have it. The one superficial, so you know, c'est la vie. Yeah, you dismember this thing. You feel that rush of werewolf blood, like absolutely loving this.
Oh right, you did that bullshit.
As you tear apart what 12 hours ago was a happy tourist coming to see, you know, Francis Dashwood and the whole origin of Do What Thou Wilt.
He's already dead. Who cares?
Well,
Yeah,
I've I've always told any foreigners I know, don't visit London if you come into the UK. It's a shithole, and it's just proven me right, really.
So this figure falls apart in the ropes. No structural integrity left after the claws sink in. So, Will and Doozer, what are your intents for this round?
Is Jack wearing boots? Is Jack wearing...
Jack is wearing boots, yeah.
Are they particular boots?
Hard to say. It's hard to steal a man's shoes from under him, though.
Yeah. To use the ritual, how much, how close do I need to be? Do I have to be actively holding the item?
You need the item and you need to submerge it in your own blood.
Yeah. Alright, who's fighting Jack right now?
Jack is currently squaring off against James.
James, hold him. I'll just tell James to pin him down then, to hold him.
James is currently shooting at Crowley, but yeah.
Yeah, but I'll tell him to grab Jack.
He's shot once, and the shot missed. So James is James just watched his childhood friend die. He watched his childhood friend die for a ritual that didn't even fucking work. He watched his childhood friend die in unspeakable agony. James is pissed. He pulls the napalm out of his pocket and he throws it at Crowley. I assume you just
obviously
throw it,
lighting
or
it
do you
first.
drink it? Or, how do you use this?
You yeet it at the intended target while you light it on fire.
I think it is Dex Athletics.
Okay, then yeah, he
things
does
Dex
the
Athletics.
appropriate thing. He does the appropriate thing, and he yeets it in Crowley's.
I'm going to give you a chance here. Do you really want to do that?
Do it.
My inner chaos gremlin does, but I feel like it's probably a bad idea.
Do it.
Okay.
Just do it.
Do it.
What could go wrong?
Nah.
So you're throwing this at Crowley, yeah?
Now I'm gonna go with my original idea, and which was I'm gonna blink right up to Jack, because I can't use blink to attack, but I can use it to move. So I'm gonna move right up to Jack at completely point blank range, so the gun is pressed against his head, and he's just gonna say, "Dodge there."
And he's going to completely ignore me. Good to know.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you said even now. Look, if I can beat the crap out of Jack.
If you shoot him, he's gonna be mobilized for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. I'll brawl him instead. But still, he's gonna use blink to get closer, so Jack can't dodge as easily.
I imagine you say dodge this and then pistol whip him across the jaw.
Something like that, I don't know. Rouse to blink. Woo, I passed.
Woot.
And rouse again for an extra dice. And I passed again, so I'm still only up 2 hunger.
Nice.
And it's strength brawl, right?
Yep.
Yeah, are you trying to grapple him?
Yeah, he's trying to grapple him like Zach said, so.
Okay. Sure. Let me just adjust my dice roll.
Wow, thanks, dice.
Willpower.
Yeah, definitely willpowering.
Okay.
Really, dice?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, really.
Fuck you
So
too, dice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 plus the crit, 8. As
you
you
too.
blink up to him,
The hell?
he was lunging towards you, and he hits you hard.
Yeah.
You feel the impact where he brought himself in. You're not taking like as much force as you would have been, but he is like living up to his name as he pushes through you with like supernatural force, and you do a little cartoon spin. And fall to the ground.
He hits the wall and then collapses to the ground, and just weakly says to Zach, and Zach probably doesn't hear, but he just says, "Got him right where I want him." As he starts to get up.
You are going to take 4 points of ag.
Ow. 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 That was painful.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Yeah. Holy shit. One more hit like that and I'm dead. Or I'm in torpor anyway. Well, thanks,
don't take any more hits
Zach.
like that.
Thanks, Zach. I appreciate that.
Actually, let me double check my math on that. 7. Yeah, it would be 4.
What, did he hit me with Fist of Cain?
No.
Oh.
He's a ghost. He doesn't have Fist of Cain. He's just very, very good at killing.
Okay.
Doesn't James take damage like vampires?
Yeah. Yeah,
James.
If it's a normal attack, that should be superficial.
No. He's again like all of the ghosts have had special abilities. This is he's an exceptional killer.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so James looks distraught. Like he looks on the brink of death. Which I don't know if anyone cares, but hey.
So Lil, what is your intention for this round?
Well, since Jack is not, I have no real
You see one of the zombies has come over to stand next to you, but has not attacked or acted aggressive.
I'm not going to attack the thing that's, not aggressive to me.
I mean, they're supposed to be our attendants, right? They might obey you.
Can I tell the somebody to try and grab Jack? Might as well test that theory out.
Make a manipulation persuasion. I'll give you a +1. I don't know who it is.
So I hold 2 dice.
Browse.
No, I'll add a dice to this.
Okay, don't get hungry.
And I rolled
successes.
Literally the second best I could roll.
Technically, third best you could have crit.
Hey.
I'll tell you what. We won't. It doesn't work immediately. You will need to roll again. You'll need 2 more successes. And we'll move into the next round now, our third and final round. And you'll see there. So we'll stick with Zach for now. Give me another check. You can rise again if you want.
Yay, hunger.
Remember, you don't up your hunger until after the roll.
I know.
I have forgotten that multiple times, so.
Willpowering. Wait, why did I only roll 2 die? I was meant to have 3.
You upped your hunger.
Yeah, you rise first. You shouldn't have rise first, basically.
Okay.
Typically, rise checks only apply after the roll that you rised for.
Well, I'm willpowering this if you can't guess.
Yeah, you can willpower.
You can willpower
willpower
too.
That
Do
is
again.
enough. So, this corpse looks across the room. Jack, it's time for us to go. And Marion uses dominate. I need to roll against myself.
I would just take static pulse on that one.
I love moments like this where a campaign just becomes completely silly, and yeah, now you're rolling against yourself.
She didn't roll particularly well, but 6 successes. And Jack will be resisting. So that he has a chance. He needs a crit. I'm gonna take the GM roll off just so we can all see. Failing by 1, Jack stops in his tracks. He doesn't move, he doesn't go away. His eyes are still shining with murderous intent. But one of them is inhumanly tracked over to the possessed body. And he is seething with hatred, bound but not gone. Will, that will be your turn. So, current melee, who's up?
May I?
I believe current melee is only Veronica.
Second verse, same as the first. Now put me on a plane so I can put him in a hearse.
Terrible. So you just swinging at him again?
Yep.
I will point out that it didn't work.
Yeah, well, Veronica can't do anything else.
Elliot did yell, use fire.
Mm-hmm.
And she gave her Molotov to James. So that's my roll.
Well, I went to it, and then the DM was like, "Oh, are you sure you want to do that?" So I didn't, but now I'm going to do that because I have 1 health left.
I mean, look, circumstances change, okay? You saw the man intercept the bullet. Like, are you trying to throw a Molotov? Like, he would catch it and throw it back.
Well, I was gonna be like, he'll throw it at the ground. Just be like,
yeah. I mean, that's what I thought you were going to do when you said I'd
Jack can still
and then throw it over him. I thought that you were gonna like dunk on his ass, but no, you shot him instead. So yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna link over to the little bitch and just smash the napalm into his face. Be like, Crowley, you're fired.
Terrible.
So
you don't get to criticize after that, right?
Right. So we have our new melee, simply. Or near ranged, I guess. It's throwing an object, so we'll start with Doozer. So, James, Jack has stopped in front of you.
Well,
one eye is still very much on you, and is, if he could kill you by staring at you, he would, you know.
At that, James is just gonna say, James will just say, "Kill me, you'll still be a slave," and then he'll blink. And And basically he's telling Jack not to interfere. Like, if you interfere, if you manage to kill all of us, you're still going to be a slave. Like, Crowley still has you under his thumb. But
I'll give you a choice. Like, are you trying to persuade Jack or are you trying to attack?
I take it it's one or the other.
Yes.
Damn it. What is my... I've got 2 in persuasion.
I'll point out that Jack does seem to really enjoy the murdering. So
yeah,
it's going to be a tough sell.
True. Yeah, well, it's he's not saying, "Oh, stop killing us." He's saying, "Do you want to be a slave?" That's what he's saying.
Please murder Crowley. Please murder Crowley.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for slamming the napalm into Crowley's head. Just blink to behind Crowley and just be like, "Tag, you're it, bitch," and just smash the napalm into the back of his head.
Okay. If you're like mashing this pouch of stuff and it's catching fire, yeah?
Yeah.
You will be taking damage as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
Cool.
How much damage?
I'm making sure. You'll be taking 2x, same as him.
And then I'm going into full. I mean, he is on death's door. He knows that he's probably not going to make it out of here.
Would damage from fire put you into torpor? I think it would kill you.
It would put you into torpor. You have to take another round of damage of it, which he will if no one scrapes the napalm off. So.
Yeah, that's true.
You could just throw it.
Yeah. I'll blink. I won't bother blinking, then I'll just throw it. But yeah, he'll just say, he'll just say to Jack, just stop me and stay a slave, Jack. And he'll throw the bottle at Crowley.
Mm-hmm. So Crowley will try to dodge because of fucking hell. Doesn't need to dodge Veronica, he needs to dodge you.
Can Veronica assist in any way? Basically, what I am volunteering is that she is just being the most obnoxious cunt you could ever imagine, and is just trying to occupy.
Give me a rouse check. If you pass it, this is a devil's bargain, so don't do it yet. If you pass it, I'll let you call up enough of your touch of oblivion to hold him in place, but you will also take the damage.
Okay.
If
damn it.
Is it
so you're also going to be taking the damage here, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Because you've tried to like steady him in place and it's just your hands go through him.
Maybe see Goku this, just go Nelson him.
Yeah, I mean that was like kind of what I was going for, but still, if he
is it composed of firearms still?
No, Dex athletics to throw.
No, that's so much worse for me.
Can you add your celerity to it?
I can, can't I?
I don't know super well.
I think
the DC is 4.
Shadows, you know the rules better than we do. Can I add celerity to that?
To a dodge, yes. To an attack, no.
No. There's a specific thing for attacks. It's like a level 4 power, I think, when you start to be able to add it to attacks. Actually, it doesn't even add to attacks. It just stops them from being able to dodge, which is mean.
So I've only got a point in athletics, and I've got 2 points in dex, and I'm getting assistance from Veronica, right?
No.
No?
Veronica's done her bit. She's failed to hold him in place.
Damn it. Well, I mean, the napalm's going to explode anyway, so, you know.
Yes, it will.
Uh,
One of you can give me a dex athletics because you don't land the grab. So I'll give you an option to dodge out of the way of the napalm coming in.
yeah.
It's napalm. It's homemade napalm of like, you know, petrol and like polystyrene stuff.
Yeah. James is on death's door. He can't fight. So once he does that, he's gonna start bailing. Like he's out. He's gone because he doesn't want to die. Still got his brother to look after. So he needs to survive. But he's also gonna do what he can.
That was a draw check, Drabble. Can you give me athletics? Sorry.
Oh. Oops.
I don't know if I said draw, so don't worry about it.
Same roll.
4, 5.
Oh.
Yeah, you got a crit. So you're able to dodge as the stuff comes in. You try and grab this shadow thing that is Crowley, but he's already missed and moving. And this fire spreads across that part of the cave. Crowley turns to look at y'all. I believe it's only Elliot left to go.
He has to make a fear check.
I believe Elliot is not looking that way because he's running towards the room.
Crowley needs to make a fear check.
No, he doesn't. So
He probably has Defy Bane or something.
Probably the little
that wouldn't help in that one, but no. I'll talk about it in the after show. Okay. But anyway, so you run to Crowley's room. The doors are open, still from where Jack came out with the hound. You see a handful of papers scattered around, a book bound in like this kind of putrid white flesh, and a double bed with a skeleton on it. Under the bed, you can barely see a youngish teenager who's chained up.
Do I spot a mirror?
No, you do not.
I'll tear the room apart, trying to find it.
I won't even make you roll. There's no mirror in here.
I'm surprised Elliot's not killing James's brother. And of some twisted revenge.
Okay.
Does it really know it's your brother? I don't think he's ever seen your brother. Yeah,
you could make the assumption.
He's
Is Elliot's turn just searching the room? Is what I'm asking.
Can he do something else?
If there's anything else in the room you'd like to do, I can run with something, but if not, then we will be moving to the epilogue.
Can he light the room on fire?
Sure.
Okay, he'll do that and walk off.
Like burning around.
Zach does want to go save the child.
Well, we're going to move to the epilogue. So, I would call this basically a draw between you and Crowley and Jack. Jack won't be held forever, and Mary will tell you all to run.
Yeah. James, does Elliot tell James that there's someone in that room?
Oh, no. He just lights the room on fire and closes the door behind him.
Wow. Yeah, when James finds out what Elliot has done, like James
is in 1 HP. Elliot is coming for you next.
Well,
No, you're not. Veronica's protecting James.
Oh wait, we'll get to it. So in this scene, as Elliot leaves the room, fire spreading throughout the cave. If you need to read, this would be very deadly. The four of you come to the realization of like you're not beating Crowley here. You had a shot, it didn't work, and Jack is still in play. But they don't come after you if you run. In fact, Crowley will tell you all as you're scrambling about in a panic. Well, my experiment has failed.
Where's my brother?
Shut up. And I'm not going to give you a roll this time. The choices are to die here or flee. My word is my bond. So if you cease your hostilities, I'll simply move on to the next batch. Now, Veronica, if you do continue your delve into oblivion, you may lift me up. Zach, what sorcery is interesting? The rest of you, disappointing. So, I suggest you leave.
Veronica grabs James and runs.
He pulls into the shadows like being cast by the fire of the like homemade napalm, the Molotov cocktail on the floor, and he slips into it and just disappears.
James is like he's letting himself be pulled away, but he's also crying out for his brother.
Oh no, you're not being pulled away. She full on princess carries you, and she is hauling ass.
Yeah.
No. Jack, once he's free of Mary, goes over to where Zach is standing, and grabs the zombie by the throat, reaches into its mouth and pulls out a mirror from its gullet, like full arm, like down the throat situation.
That's one place to hide it.
And crushes it.
Annoyed. Zach's annoyed when he runs to the back room.
It's deeply on fire.
Yes, but he knows there's a child here. He knows James's brother is here, and that's the only other place it can be.
Mm-hmm. I will give you. I'll give you a chance. I'll give you a devil's bargain here.
I will happily sacrifice Zach's life to get James's brother out.
The problem isn't the sacrifice. The problem is that he's probably going to die. Like he's probably dead already. He was
burnt
not
alive?
in a good way. And the fire has definitely spread. There's an ominously glowing book and probably a dead child under the bed. The book's on like a nightstand, but yeah.
Veronica would just scream at Zach, "Run!"
I'd want to save
so
the child.
The devil's bargain is that you can save him, but you'll have to turn him.
I'm okay with it if you want to turn him.
And you'll probably be horribly fucking burned in the process.
Zach will take the weird book, but he won't turn James's brother.
Okay.
He saw the part of that bullshit went down with Elliot. And
He
no.
perishes in flames. You would need the book to turn him, but yeah.
Yeah, but I can still grab the book and run.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely do that. You're going to take like 2 act, but yeah. Because it is burning in there. If you were a proper vampire, you would have like been like, not about it. No, not
And,
going in there.
It's going to take me time to heal because of my stupid human
Yeah,
weakness.
cool.
But
So you have the Codex Caesitus. And yeah.
once I get out badly burned, hide the book, but in my back so they can't see it. I just look at James and say, "I'm sorry, I was too late, and I wasn't going to turn him to save him. I know you wouldn't want that."
And would James have seen Elliot go into the room and come out?
I'm pretty sure we all saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Veronica is still.
So
Just to put it into perspective, Veronica didn't stop running.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay then. Yeah, and that.
so you'll find yourself like out at the the town proper. It's still, I mean, those who want to be, those who are running away. It's horrible. It's dark. It's quiet. You feel like this town is probably mostly dead.
Probably.
And yeah, you're the only unliving things around.
After a little while, James is like, "Put me down! Put me the fuck down!" And he will try to get out of Veronica's grip at this point. Like
Veronica would just unceremoniously drop your ungrateful ass.
Yeah, it's like, and you can see there's a part of James that desperately wants to run back, that desperately wants to go and rescue his brother, but there's also he knows his brother's dead. He knows he failed.
Zach is patting you on the back as he informs you of this.
That devastation, that grief, that anguish and sorrow just turns, just like the expression shifts from just pain to hate, and he just growls Elliot's name. And I think that's where his scene ends.
Yeah.
If you want to do something else.
Elliot, you can intimate that you're not showing up at the town with the others.
Oh yeah. When he leaves the door, he just walks over, picks up a glass, and goes to a different room, the one where they were keeping Stray, and he'll just sit down and drink the glass.
Oh, was he just sacrificing himself?
No, he just doesn't care.
After not even a second, Jack will come in. The boss has interest in you. So.
And here I thought you came to kill me.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I did. I'm just about to tell you what's happening. And he sticks his hand through your chest. And pulls off Elliot's hoodie. And as he talks to your dead body, well, Mary's a disappointment, and we need a new Stray, so you'll do. And Jack slings the blood-stained hoodie over his shoulder. Leaves the body of Elliot in the fire. And when he emerges, a shadow attaches to his arm, crawls up and covers part of his face. And Jack and Crowley leap off into the night. that's where we're going to leave it, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this terrible fucking game of Vampire.
I have loved it.
I'm so sorry that it's ending in tragedy, as you can tell by the look on my face.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you had a good chance, and it just didn't play out.
Yeah. No, I mean, I kind of like that it ended in tragedy because, I mean, it, as has been said many times, it's VTM. It's not a game about happy endings. There is no winning. It's a game of tragedy. It's a game of pain and loss and sacrifice. It is a game where, in the end, everyone loses. And
I do have a question. Did Crowley's ritual fail because Stray sacrificed itself instead of Mark?
No. So we'll get into this in the after show a little bit. Which I do need a break for because this has been.
Do we wanna cut and come back with a live after show or just a recorded one?
What we can do is I want to have the epilogue with the three of you who are still around. To see what happens to each of you, what you do next, and then we can cut and then we'll do the after show in after a 5-minute break. So
okay,
awesome.
So let's start with Tizor. What does James do in the aftermath?
Is there a way that James could find out Elliot's fate?
There are reports of a fire in the Hellfire Caves. There's some human remains recovered, but it's the number is greater than 1, and not less than 10.
Right. So
yeah, it's hard to say who was there. But you didn't see him running after you or anything.
No, we saw him walk into another part of the caves, right? So
yeah,
it would. So it would be it wouldn't be like meta for him to assume Elliot's dead then.
No, not necessarily.
Okay, then
you still might look for him, stop at his apartment and everything. But it seems like the Payne siblings are gone.
What apartment?
Yeah,
sure,
blew it up.
Yeah.
Blew the apartment up. He will keep an eye on Elliot's family. Partly
I don't think you know where they live.
He would. Oh yeah.
You don't have the connections really anymore to hunt them down.
Yeah, in that, that's a fair point. He will.
Do you want me to come back to
you? I think what he's gonna do is, first of all, he'll hold a sort of, he'll invite Veronica and Zach. I don't know if they'll turn up, but like a private memorial for his brother and for Mark, and also for Stray.
Veronica would come.
Because Stray was a victim too.
Did you say Zach would?
Zach wouldn't.
No.
Okay.
Zach never wants to see you fuckers again.
Yeah, I didn't think he would. But after that,
can I have a very quick, between Veronica and James?
Sure.
So Veronica is at the memorial and she just goes, I'm going to take Crowley up on his offer. I'm going to learn everything I can from him. And hopefully use that to kill him.
Yes.
He invited me to learn, so I'll do that.
Just remember what they say about staring into the abyss and fighting with monsters.
Bitch, we are so far beyond that line.
Yeah, but it's up to us how much further we go. I had this
What?
ridiculous idea that
You know what? Fuck it. I'm moving to Australia. No, I'm serious. I'm going to buy a plane ticket and I'm going to move to fucking Australia because apparently the one continent that literally has 90% of its animals can kill you would be safer than this goddamn island.
yeah, I think I'm gonna come with you. Nothing keeping me here. My family hates me.
Stupid.
And I have nothing left. So I think I'll join you on that plane. And I think the last scene of James, I imagine he's in the chantry and he's lit 3 candles, one for his brother, one for Mark, and one for Stray.
Yeah.
And then he like we see that, and then as the camera pans out, we see cans upon cans of petrol all throughout the chantry. And
Sack is gonna murder you.
pardon?
Sack is going to murder you.
And he would let Zach know that he plans to burn the chantry down.
And Sack is telling you not to fucking do it.
Can we have
Zach-
one last? Can we have one last roll of the game? Zach tries to convince James.
Well, can I tell you what's? Can we just have a scene of us talking outside the chat?
Sure,
before you burn it?
sure. In that case, yeah. Like Zach sees James turn up with multiple cans of petrol.
The motorbike pulls up as you are coming in with the last couple of cans.
Don't burn down my building.
Why? It's taken everything from all of us. Why shouldn't I fucking burn it?
Because it has nothing to do with any of that. We burnt down his layer. Don't burn down mine. Anything here linked to Crowley, he took. The rest of the stuff in here belongs to me. And I will use it to protect the city once you leave.
Yeah, because we did a great job at that, didn't we?
I did the best job I could.
Yeah.
And I will continue.
But
I can't do that if you handcap me by burning down the one bit of resources I actually have left.
I mean, honestly, I don't know if the city's even worth the effort. Fucking shithole before the sky opened up.
And at this point, you get a text that says, "My plane leaves in an hour. I bought 2 tickets."
Yeah, and then James looks and just says, "That's me. I'm going to Australia. Don't know how long I'm going to stay there, but
my answer to your question, even if this city's a shithole, its people still needs help.
Yeah.
Crowley will plan more rituals. Maybe next time I'll be strong enough to stop it.
Yeah, maybe. If.
Oh, and for what it's worth, there is also a new book on the shelves, and it just says Veronica's Formulae, and on the very first page, if Zach opens it up and it reads, "You are a good man, better than me. Please use my knowledge to protect those who can't protect themselves. Yours truly, Veronica Gray."
Oh Oh, bless. Such a thoughtful gift. And to think James was about to blow it up. James lights a match. Kaboom. No, he doesn't. He just... Fine.
Also, but there is one thing I need to let you and Father know. You're officially not invited to my wedding.
I think that gets a genuine laugh from him. It's like, mate, I would fucking turn up if you did. Like, and then there's no maliciousness there. It's genuine humor. It's dark humor, gallows humor, definitely, but it's genuine. And
we'll close out the scene.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think
still
it's James just like patting Zach on the shoulder as he walks by and leaves.
So
Cans of petrol still littered around the chantry.
I still have one more thing I want to do with Veronica. So if this is the last thing. So we basically the screen wipes to Veronica and James on the same plane. and then it screen wipes to 80 years later in Australia. And you see Veronica, who hasn't aged a day, and is basically counting down the years for how old her eldest relative was when she died. And then she's like, you see her in a cabin in the outback doing all her favorite things. She has a small little farm. And then she breathes in and breathes out and pours something on her and then lights a match. And she's just
for me.
Could
Veronica?
Could I argue that she's at 7 humanity?
No.
Okay.
I just want you to roll these dice.
Okay.
Like whatever your current humanity is.
Oh, if we're doing skips forwards.
I mean, I'll get to you in a second. Don't worry.
It was 6.
You almost feel human again. Not as human as you were, but you feel connected, like when you just died. You know, you feel all that horror that has passed over you in the last decades. You come to terms with everything you've had to do, and probably the awful stuff that you've put up with in a land that wants to kill you. But yeah, that's as much peace as Veronica gets, that she doesn't die a monster.
And she just wait, before she does that, as she's burning alive, she's looking at a picture that's around 20 years old at this point, and it's a picture of her sister with a new woman that's taken somewhere in Canada, and she has a family. It's this huge family gathering with like all the relatives of her new wife. Like you got the parents, the grandparents, the nieces, the nephews. It's like 30 people. And she has this biggest grin on her face, and written on the back of the photo it reads, "Thank you for giving me my life back."
What becomes of James's family?
Well, we'll move on to Zach for a second, because Zach had very little there. So Zach, after you rescue the chantry, I assume you get married.
Yeah, married to Alan. We live like we look after the twins. So that's all probably normal, but there is something he does.
I have a question about the wedding. Do you invite Crowley?
Honestly, he would out of spite.
He shows up out of spite. But yeah.
But I don't try to kill him because,
It's rude to kill people at weddings, yeah.
He is the type of flamboyant fuck who wouldn't go to that wedding.
But there is something else he does around 18 years after the events at the cave.
Mm-hmm.
There was a letter he asked Alan to send if he didn't return.
Mm-hmm.
That letter finally gets sent to a young Grace Payne. Which the letter just reads, I don't know how much you remember, but if you want to learn more of your father and what happened, come here. And the address is a old church building. And if Grace shows up, Zach will be waiting.
Okay. We see that letter getting delivered. We won't see what happens or comes of it. But we'll do one more scene with James and then one last one with Elliot.
Yeah.
So, Caesar?
I think for James, like after 80 years of living in Australia, just because, he can exist in the sun, he can live as a human. I think
it does really suck. Like, I can't stress enough how, like, the sunshine, like, really does not play well with vampires, even if you're a thin-bloods with day drinker.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, but, he just plays off as, he doesn't mind the sun, but he prefers to stay indoors. He's an indoor person. He's not, but he learns to be. And I think he gets, he attaches himself to new people and creates, and we see him on the phone to someone, and it sounds like he's arranging something. And then he's in a parked vehicle, and we see him then end the phone call, and he gets out of the large van, and as he shuts the door, we see the side of the van, and it says, I'm not sure if it should be Aldbridge Security, so like a PMC, or Aldbridge Technology and be like just a cutting edge tech company. I'm not sure which is a better one.
Probably the cutting edge tech.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's just Aldbridge Technologies, because Aldbridge is Mark's last name. And he's taken on that name. And I think he pulls a letter out of his pocket. And it's a letter that, I don't know, unless you've got, have you got any plans for James's parents? Do you have an idea of what happened there?
Yeah, that first letter that you sent to your mom.
Yeah.
Your dad definitely ripped that in half and burned it before she ever saw it. Yeah, that was never gonna reach her.
Yeah, I didn't think it would, but he tried.
Yeah.
Do they ever try to find him though?
No. I think your dad probably lies and says that you died. Either at the event in the hospital, or in a gang-related shooting. He might lie and say you tried to do the right thing to make her feel better, but yeah, he knows what you were, and he wasn't. He never accepted it at any point.
Yeah. So I think he's got new touchstones, he's got new contacts, and I think he's just built a new life for himself. I don't know if you have anything in mind in particular for James, but I think he just he's got a new life, and I think he probably does a lot of research of the occult, of history, of all that jazz. Like he spends a lot of time.
Sure. So we probably everything. See James reading some random occult novel or something. It's stuff that you probably like already have a good corner on. As we hear the fire trucks go by, as somewhere in the bush, a cabin has caught fire. Some mad old woman. But yeah, Gerbil, sorry.
And at this point, a mail courier comes by and basically leaves a letter. And it's...
We're going to cut away from that because the Shadows has been waiting for like 10 minutes.
Okay, I'll wait until Shadows is done.
So Shadows. Elliot, he doesn't wake up. It's more that he feels himself enter existence again. You have been tormented by visions of everything that happened for what feels like forever. You come to in a body that is not your own. You look down and you see the hoodie that you died in. Covering unfamiliar arms. Across from you, so it's a familiar gentleman.
I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it me and only me?
It is only you.
Okay.
Well, Elliot, took me a while to summon you back. But well, of your batch, you were almost bearable. So.
Oh, really? What was so unbearable?
Well, honestly, I could use more assistance when your friends tried to attack me.
I told you I wanted the mirror. And you put it inside of her gullet.
I thought it would be funny. And if your friends hadn't attacked me, I would have given it to you.
You could have just told me it was there, and then I would have taken it and dealt with them myself.
Well, that's just like the point. I'm sure Mary is still out there. Now, the question is, who do you want to be? It's got like a book of fairy tales and various things. I think you could do well as the new big bad wolf. You just need to put some work in.
I don't know if I like how you treat your dogs. You're very unskilled.
Well, he was very unwilling. If you play ball and fetch what I need, then I'm sure we could have a long and profitable partnership. And he sort of straightens out the not lapels, but like the corners of the rip in the hoodie, like smooth that on you.
Well, in a sense, it's lonely in here now.
Hmm. Oh wow. If you'd like, I could try and reach out to your sister.
I want her to rest. She's earned it.
Hmm. As you wish. Um, no. I have a new batch that I'd like to work with. I just need your help to retrieve one of them. And yeah, we'll cut away.
We cut away on him nodding.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a folder gets like tossed across the table. We see new faces, new names. As he's still up to his nonsense in London. And that's where we'll end it, I think. Properly. So yeah, I hope everyone has enjoyed our Thin Blood story.
And can one of those names please be Grace?
No.
He knows
No,
not to
'cause-
go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I considered it, don't worry. But yeah, no. So that is the end of our apparent tragedy. It was never going to be a happy story, but yeah, I'm kind of sad that it wasn't a nice ending. But yeah,
It's great for Saga got a great ending.
I'm
you
sad
got your
Zach
ending.
got a happy ending.
Zach got his happy ending. Yeah.
Honestly, I was so
misunderstand?
tempted to kill Zach when he was, going past me into the fire room, just so that he wouldn't get a happy ending. Like, so tempted.
Wait, maybe in the future, Elliot and Zach will have a bad run across each other. That could be fun. But yeah, that is where we're going to end it, and where we're going to end this stream. 13 episodes, we did it, guys.
Yeah.
So
Finally.
Did I misunderstand? Did Veronica set herself on fire?
Yes.
yeah, she did.
Yep.
So we're gonna stop the stream here.
Yep.
So thank you everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed.
Yeah,
We'll be
we'll
back with the after show shortly.
Yes.
But yeah,
Bye.
So bye.
if Zach does learn there's a new batch, he will be interfering with Crowley's play.
Would
So-
Zach let
Bye, everyone.
James know?